Back in 2020 BC, before COVID, as presenters, all we had to master was the little device to advance our PowerPoint or our keynote slides, perhaps to stand at a flip chart pad with a fat felt pen and scribble a few words. Now we have Zoom and Teams and WebEx to contend with. It requires tremendous manual dexterity, and of course it needs quite a lot of mental agility. And for a lot of the time, perhaps understandably, we're busy looking down at our keyboard, or we're keeping an eye on the laptop lid on our screen to see what our delegates are up to. And all of that time, people are seeing, in my case, hugely unflattering, the top of our head. Eye contact is really important. If you're not looking at your web camera, well then you're not by extension looking at your audience, and your audience may feel less engaged as a consequence. So here's a quick and dirty tip. Find yourself a post-it note.
Fold that post-it note in half and then very carefully tear a semicircle on the fold so that when you open it back up you have a post-it note with a hole in the middle. And then with the sticky side facing your screen, and this takes a bit of doing, place the post-it note hole over your video camera so that the camera doesn't see the post-it note, but it can see through to you, as spooky as that may seem.
And then, if you're not looking at the pink, in my case, post-it note, well then by extension you're not looking at your audience. One other thing you could conceivably do is just around the hole in the middle of the post-it note, write down the key words that you're trying to communicate to your audience during your presentation. Your notes are then hidden in plain sight. There's no need to look down at your notebook because in effect your notebook is right there in line with the audience, in line with the camera.
Is that it? Thanks, Mr. Uridge. Okay, have a good weekend. Happy Halloween.